Cubs fam, we are back for another modding series video. I believe this is episode 5. We've got Grid here right away. Grid, how you were trying to sneak a type in there. You're on screen already. You couldn't sneak it. I caught you on video. I'm not editing it.
I wasn't prepared for this.
Who were you messaging? Were you trying to tell your cat to come by or what?
It was your mom.
Oh! Wow. All right, I have no retort. All right, here we go. We're doing Padme this time. Now, we did listen to some community feedback here, and I wanted to make sure that we make these guides as helpful as possible for you guys. Please refer to my other videos that we've done in the past. I will drop a link to the playlist of all 4 that we've already done in the description below. But we're going to give you guys some base stats to hit for all of these characters. We are going to now include a little spot for what sets we recommend. I got a lot of feedback on that. I think it's kind of implicit in the stats that we're showing. But you know what? If I was following the guides too, which I have, I kind of want to see the sets as well. So I get it.
Absolutely.
And then I'm also no longer going to be including them in speed order from left to right. It was throwing people off seeing somebody other than the leader in the far left spot. And so just follow the speeds. You'll see the speed order if you look at where the speeds are. So Gridden, you excited to talk about Padme?
I am. This is a fun team. It's been around for a very long time. Kind of like how we've already talked, with separatists and so on and so forth. There's a lot of little things that kind of get worked together that make this team as good as it is. And a lot of people just know that it's a good team, and it's fun to have these conversations and break down why does this team beat 90% of those teams out there? Why does it do such a good job? And so this is it's been a fun team ever since Padme came out, and you got the reworks with Ahsoka and everybody in there. It's been a fun team. So I'm looking forward to this one. And who doesn't like talking about Padme,
So, Leia's mom, man. Leia's mom. She's
got it going on.
She's got it going on. Lando even said it. So here we go. So here's some stats for Padme. Now we are going to be assuming more of a generic Padme approach here. There is a specific modding approach to have Padme counter Darth Revan teams in particular. We are actually going to break that down at the end of this video. So if that's what you want to do with your Padme, stay tuned. This is more general. But this team obviously is going to thrive off of the health and the bonus protection that comes from the health. And so you're going to see a lot of health on this team. That should be obvious to all of you guys. We do like a speed set on Padme in general with some health. 80,000 health is a stat that you can hit pretty reasonably with a speed set there. 100,000 would be great. Really hard to do if you're going to put a speed set there, though. And then 270 speed. And really what drives this team is that courage that comes every 5% of that bonus protection, protection up, whichever it is that falls off is going to be converted into, 5 stacks of courage? If I remember, 5%
per 1 stack.
Oh, yeah, it's 5% to 1 stack of courage. I got my numbers mixed up there. And you want to have as much health as possible because that health is what that bonus protection is drawn from.
Yes. So we'll talk. So protection up and health and everything we're going to see is everywhere in this kit.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about it a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit there, and whatnot. But protection up is what this team is central. It's what this team is focused on.
Yep.
When somebody has protection up, they effectively have critical hit immunity and tenacity up. They resist all debuffs, and they can't be critically hit while they have protection up. So that's already a plus for you. The protection up then gets converted to courage. Courage gives you 40% max health damage for 5 stacks. That doesn't take a long time to get, and that's a lot of damage.
That's a lot of damage.
So you're getting protection up all over the place, and the reason that you're going for max health is bonus protection, or protection up in this case. I'll make sure to use the word protection up. Protection up is based off
one kit in the game where it matters, but yeah.
Yeah, and here's thankfully not one of them. And protection up is based off of max health, and so the more max health you have, the more the thicker that 40% protection up is, or the 5% or the 10% or whatever it is.
You know you want a thick Padme.
And so it makes it more difficult for the enemy team to chew through your protection up, because if you have 40% protection up that's based off of GK's 100,000 health, that's 40,000 protection.
So the less protection that they could chew through, the more of that protection up gets converted then into courage.
Exactly, which then the more stacks you get, the more damage you get.
Yep. Exactly.
Exactly. And then you play the long game. You play the long game. You don't need to just like drop 1,000, just a ton of damage right off the rip. You survive. Just keep yourselves alive. Keep, flipping all those debuffs, give yourself health, heal, blah, blah, blah. Just get your courage little by little and then drop a bomb on somebody. And that's all you got to do. So it's
One
a
thing
long
leads
ball
to
game.
another, and then everyone blows up. So,
And
okay,
then all of a sudden everyone's gone.
let's talk about Ahsoka. We do recommend an offense set and a health set for Ahsoka. Now, Ahsoka, you may look at this health stat here and feel like it's a little bit low, but don't forget Ahsoka's unique. She's actually with Anakin in there. She starts a battle with that crit hit immunity, and on her unique, when she has crit hit immunity, she's going to have all of those bonus stats that she gains on a unique doubled, which will basically equate to plus 80% max health, which is a ton. Like, take 80% of 55K and add that to the top of this, you're going to be well over 100,000. 20% evasion, 20% crit chance, and even 50 speed. So her speed, you don't really need to do a ton of that. 210 is effectively 260. And so there's just a lot that goes with that. And then, of course, Ahsoka, she's going to feed that protection up as well with her special ability, which is one of my favorite special animations in the game.
Cool.
20% protection up comes from that. That's potentially 4 stacks of courage to everyone.
Exactly. And with everything that we're talking about, all this max health and everybody, don't forget Padme's leadership gives everybody 50% max health. So Ahsoka actually starts the battle with 90% max health. Or sorry, 130% max health. My apologies. 130% max health. So she is well over 100,000 health. She is
over
way thicker than a lot of people.
150,000.
Yeah, she's
Wait, no.
up there.
I'm hard. Math is hard.
Math is
Somebody
hard.
tell me
It's
what
okay.
it is. I'm a
So
YouTuber
she ends up-
and a studying therapist. I'm not a math person.
We need Sweens for that.
Yeah, where are you? Sweets?
He's a math teacher.
He's the math guy.
So she ends up being very thick. And then obviously her Zeta is over there. Her Zeta is over there. Every time that somebody uses a special ability, she's going to assist. In her assist, she's going to dispel debuffs on herself and a Galactic Republic ally. And then she's going to be recovering health. So she's over there kind of feeling this, you're passively cleansing debuffs and you're giving yourself some health and all this good stuff. So she's a nice kind of little, a great addition to the squad for sure.
They all really play it. It's fun. I love this synergy that comes with these teams when you really dig into the weeds and see what makes the team hum. Every character is adding to the drama, shall you say. And C-3PO is no exception to this. C-3PO has a lot of protection up that he contributes to the team, and that comes from his unique ability. Intermediary, I think it is. Yep. Each time a Galactic Republic ally gains it's a mouthful. It's like a different non-unique, non-protection buff, something like that. Then they also convert that into protection up. You'll have to remind me what the percentage is. I think maybe 10, 15%. Okay, so 15% for all of those unique buffs. And so every time anybody on this team is passing buffs to everyone, those buffs instantly equate to that 15% protection up, which can stack up quick. And of course, what does it convert to? The courage.
So it's everywhere in this team. And so that, if you put that into, so for one of my favorite examples is with Oh My Goodness, right? Oh My Goodness calls a target other ally to assist and everybody who has translation. So if you call Padme to assist, just for example, if you call Padme to assist, Padme gives protection up on her basic as well. But since you just called Padme to assist, you gave her translation. Since you gave her translation, she's gaining more protection up. But then since she used her basic, she gave protection up to everybody as well. So it just, through one ability.
Circle of protection.
It's a circle of protection up. And it's just, that is why 3PO is the hard counter to a Vader sort of like EP team. If you want to go up against a Padme team that's 3PO with EP and Vader, it's going to get dicey. It's not impossible, but it makes it real difficult because of how much protection up he is spreading around this team. Yep. He's a fun little kind of glue piece to this team for sure.
Yeah, the more debuffs you get out there, of course. So speaking of, you got Kenobi, and how's Kenobi going to contribute to all this? Obviously, you've got his max health, which you can really ramp up significantly, and he's going to really help with that. But he's got the cleanse, and it's flipping. So it's not just cleansing; it's flipping those buffs, or those debuffs rather, and those will contribute to the protection up that C-3PO provides with his unique ability. And then, of course, he's going to be able to provide that crit hit immunity, which has a double bonus. Number one, it's going to be another buff that can then convert into the protection up. But also it benefits Ahsoka because if she lost her crit hit immunity, she's going to have it back. She's going to have those stats doubled once again.
Yep. Her base, Kenobi's basic over here, giving foresight to people, lead the charge, gives offense up to people, is unique. At the end of his turn, he's going to gain foresight, which means he gets protection up, spreads all that foresight. And it's nearly impossible to stop him from taunting, of course, minus your buff immunities and shocks and whatnot.
Yeah.
But anytime any Galactic Republic ally loses any amount of protection up, he will taunt.
He's perma-taunting.
So, yeah, we have established very quickly
unless you
this
get him
man
fractured or something like that.
Exactly. Like your fractures isolates, you get shock and that stuff on there. Of course, that's going to cause issues for you. But minus those, there's no way to stop this man from taunting.
Yeah.
Now the one sort of caveat from his flip to Padme's flip ability, Padme also heals, and for each debuff dispelled, she also gives each Galactic Republic ally 10% protection up as well. So you will have to make sort of a conscious decision on, do you want to generally, you might save the debuffs for Padme to flip because you gain a ton of protection up. But you don't sleep on that ability either from Kenobi, because he also, let's say there's no debuffs to flip, you're going to gain counter chance as well, just regardless protection up. So
and the counter is still a buff that still gives you that protection up. It just might not be as much. But it's still going to feed that there. That's still going to be 3 stacks of courage to everybody on the 15%. And so it's still very much worth your while. So you see a common theme here. Obviously, this is why you probably hear a lot. Mod your Padme team for health. This is why. Because that health is the protection up. And the more protection up you have, the more difficult it will be for them to chew through enough of it to steal those stacks of courage from you, and the harder you're going to hit. Now, let's talk about the big damage dealer, Anakin, my favorite character on this squad. A lot of fun stuff that he adds, obviously, to the table. We do recommend 8,000 offense for Anakin. This is going to require an offense set, along with some health, 260 speed. Also notice we haven't talked much about relics. You guys see the recommended relics there. We do recommend that relic 7 on Anakin as well. He's one of those characters you're just really never going to regret taking him to relic.
No.
But what you really want to focus on is that crit chance, because 10% crit damage for each critically hit character is going to add up to about 50%. Let's see here. It's 10% protection up for each crit, right? And so if you get to 5 crits there, that's 50% protection up for everybody.
Yeah, that is to each Galactic Republic ally.
That's 10 stacks of courage.
I mean, if you, and this is why it's kind of fun to do, sort of your turn order. If you get them just right, that you go, you do like Anakin with an AoE, boom, 50% protection up. Use Padme, you flip all these debuffs, and then you give yourself, like 50% more protection up. Somebody gets attacked out of a turn, here's 40% protection up. All those buffs that you just got, 3PL's like, hey, here's some more protection up for you guys over there. And just like next thing you know, you have like 200% protection up, and then boom, you just got like 20 to 30 stacks of courage, and that's going to delete anybody
of courage.
That's 40% max health damage for each 5 stacks. That's crazy. Within 15 stacks, you're going to be doing 120% max health damage. Now, of course, you got to chew through protection. So some characters will have the lower health and more protection, won't do quite as much damage. But this is why this team is incredibly good at countering Grievous. You're not going to get all your banners back, unfortunately, in GAC, but you got that max health damage. And Grievous is over there with his 140,000 health, and you're just like, thank you.
Gimme.
Let's just delete all that. So
this is why I love this team
fun.
on defense, honestly. If you don't take the right counter against it, it could just be a real difficult team. You get behind it, hard to chew through. They can come at you fast. They come at you very, very hard. So that's pretty much it for the general modding strategy for this. Now, we also did want to cover, some people use their Padmes to counter Darth Revan. Very valid team to use for that. I'm going to jump over here. I want to show this full screen here so that you guys can see exactly what this looks like. So take your screenshots of the first one right now, and we're going to move over to our last graphic here. Darth Revan's counter. Now, you notice here, couple key changes. We have dropped the offense on Anakin and added the potency set. That's really important. And also, we have dropped the speed on Padme. Notice this is the first time so far that we said 250 or less. You really don't want her faster than 250. You want that triple health set for all of the health that you could get there. Gridden, talk through this counter with us.
Yeah. This team, if you're going to be trying to counter of Darth Revan, I'll say it is valid. This team can do it.
Yeah.
Are there better teams? Yeah. Can this one get sketchy? Oh, it certainly can. This is going to be your best bet because the main thing that you're looking for and why you want to slow Padme is because you need the enemy team to just go to their heart's content, spreading every debuff known to mankind. And they give all the shocks, all the fears, offense down, crit chance down, blah, 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 every single fear known to mankind over here. And then Padme just goes, thanks, and flips every single one of them.
Yep.
And then you flip to have, you can, at the end of that turn, you can walk away sometimes with upwards of like 30 stacks of courage. Or, I mean, really, you'd have like 20-ish like stacks of protection up. And just your entire team then walks away with all the protection up in the world. And then you can just delete everybody one by one. And you walk away basically in a 5v1 versus Malik. That's where Anakin comes in and why we don't care so much about the offense. He's no longer about really hitting hard. His main role now is his basic to inflict heal immunity primarily. Buff immunity is cool, but heal immunity is what we need to stop Malik, because Malik's going to do drain life. And again, we're going to have so much protection up. All of that protection up is getting converted. And so Malik, even though he's doing 100% max health damage, you got 20, 10, 15, whatever stacks of protection up, that effectively will negate the drain life. And so he's not killing people, but you're going to struggle to kill him because he's just going to keep healing himself.
And
so what you need to do,
courage is max health damage, and
he takes a reduced damage. So you need Anakin over there to hit that heal immunity. And also you'll notice that we put the potency on Padme. We beefed that up a little bit because we need her graceful assault, the nice KTTF over there, the kick to the face, to stun Malik. It stuns. If you get that stun on Malik, it's going to give you that kind of bonus turn to work around him. It calls everybody to assist, which again gives Anakin that chance to assist and get the heal immunity. If that lines up, you're going to whittle him down. Heal immunity, stuns.
TLDR, you got to work around Malik if you're going to beat him, because this team is countered by Malik's, FU to max health damage. And so you get the stun in there, you get the heal block in there, and that gives you the tools you need, get everyone else out in the right order, and you should be good to go.
This match is generally over, and I mean, the first part, everybody on the enemy team goes, gives you all the debuffs in the world. Padme flips everything. All 4 enemies die, and then you're left with like 4.5 minutes of all 5 people trying to kill Malik is what that turns into. And sometimes Malik can solo this team. It's really annoying. And that's kind of where like sort of a tenacious Malik came from, is because Padme was beating him. And you're like, okay, I need the tenacity to stave off that heal immunity and the stuns, and then I can solo these guys. That's kind of where a tenacious Malik came from. But if you can bypass it, if you can bypass that, you'll be okay.
All right. Well, that's going to do it, guys. I hope this was a good, informative video for everybody. I got to thank you once again, Grid, for jumping in here with us and going over all of the fine details of this Padme team. One of my favorite teams in the game. I love how this team functions. And if you guys haven't farmed this team yet, it's definitely one that you're going to want to have on your list. Just so many practical uses for the Padme team.
It's a very fun team. I love it. It's a good time. And as always, thanks for having me on, man. I love these videos. It's always fun to do them and just talk about these teams and the web that gets woven into how these teams kind of work together and break it down for people. So as always, thanks for having me on. And I love you guys, Cub fam. Thanks for having me on, man.
So you're going to sing the song with me at the end. You ready?
It's
the circle of protection up.
I was going to sing Leia's mom, but that works
too.